This just revealed so much about the Habs' future, as the end of season media availability was today, and we have quotes from Hutson about his upcoming extension, Juraj Slafkovsky about his future. Even Martin St. Louis was nominated for one of the most prestigious awards in hockey. Ken Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens are just getting started this offseason. We have to dive into everything that was revealed in this media outlet, all of these injuries that we didn't hear about during the season, Slav's plan for next year, Hutson's extension, Marty St. Louis being nominated for an award. This is just the start of an incredible offseason, so stick around for all of it on this episode of Habs Digest. But before we get into it, I want to just ask you guys, hey, we're less than 500 subs away from 21,000. Feels like we just hit 20K yesterday, but we got new viewers coming in every single day, and we'll be here every day this offseason. Hit the free subscribe button down below. Jesse, let's start. Now, we're not going to go through every single one of these injuries. That would be insane because, not going to explain every single one. Just want to highlight some of these. Samuel Montembeault tore his groin. Thankfully, no surgery required. Josh Anderson won't detail them, but said they were upper and lower body that he wouldn't have played through if we were not in a position to make the playoffs. Those injuries probably happened a long time ago. Patrick Laine broke his finger in Game 2. We already got confirmation that Carrier's ankle was busted up, and Gallagher was playing with a broken rib from yesterday. And also, Yoel Armia has been playing with a fractured hand since March, and he only missed one game. I mean, look, Jesse, there's a lot we can glean from this, but honestly, the fact that all of these guys have been playing through this, not to mention, a little note there, Armia might be coming back next year, but all these guys playing through this for the team, playing for each other, I know it sucks sometimes, maybe make an injury worse, but to hear how much heart these guys have is honestly incredible.
Yeah, showing so much heart. Armia with the fractured hand, that's a pretty serious one to be playing some NHL games with every night. And for the large part, we're really none the wiser to all of this, really just showing how this Montreal Canadiens team, this young Montreal Canadiens team, despite having some veterans, which contributed a lot, right? Really wanted to make the playoffs. I think that was a big thing, Josh, of where we didn't have the best start, so we needed to kind of push from December onwards, okay, to make the playoffs. This is our goal. The boys rallied, but they kind of pushed so hard to kind of get in that once they were in there, that just some of those nagging injuries, even though Carrier being a soldier miraculously coming through for Game 5 and being able to play is maybe what kind of hurt them. So they're going to know this going in. They're going to say, boys, we need to start off the season a little bit better so we don't really need to feel like we need to come from behind as much, kind of coming from December to get in the playoffs. So we still got really some juice left in the tank for when it really matters. So obviously the guys are going to know this going forward. Amazing accomplishment to even get there and to battle through, so many injuries as well.
No, it's crazy. And I think that's actually a phenomenal point. Look at all these teams that had the luxury to rest their players down the stretch. Montreal did not. I mean, we heard Nick Suzuki may join Team Canada for the Worlds. He was invited, but he's banged up. He needs the green light from the medical staff. Hutson, he's again debating it. We don't even know if he's going because, he's played a lot of hockey this year. Slafkovsky's not going. Guhle not going to rehab his quad. Matheson is going. Make of that what you will. But there's so many guys that were so banged up. Honestly, incredible heart. And you know what, Jesse? That makes this next thing even more impressive to me because, as I'm sure a lot of you know, Martin St. Louis was nominated. Even if you don't know, now you're learning. As one of the 3 finalists for the Jack Adams. And to be honest, Jesse, this was not necessarily expected. A lot of outlets did not have Marty in the top 3. They had Jim Montgomery of the Blues. Hey, he's very deserving to be a finalist as well. It sucks that we have to only pick 3 because there's a lot of very deserving coaches. But we have the President's Trophy winning Winnipeg Jets with Scott Arniel. We have the first seed in the East, Spencer Carberry. By the way, I'm gaining a lot of respect for Spencer Carberry. I quite like this guy, especially after how he handled beating us in that series. And Martin St. Louis right next to him. Like you said, Jesse, with all these injuries, guys playing through this stuff, having a bruised, battered, beaten team that no one expected to ever make the playoffs because they were so young and get there, honestly, I think this is extremely well deserved. Will he win it? I don't know, but to even have his name here is such an honor, and I am unbelievably happy for him.
And we predicted that he would be a finalist for this. He's looking to be the next Habs coach to win this. Since get this, Scotty Bowman and then Patty Burns was the most recent to win it afterwards in 1989. So we're due for it at this point in the time. No, I don't think that Martin St. Louis is going to win the Jack Adams this year. But I do believe he's going to have a solid chance in the future as this core kind of keeps developing. It's crazy to think. Go Google it, check it out. Martin St. Louis is already one of the most tenured coaches in the Montreal Canadiens. And with this young core that's just getting better and really kind of getting into its flow and its mojo, you have to feel like he's going to be here for years to come. And as they're looking at that greater success in the playoffs, he's very much going to get a chance to win a Jack Adams. Like, how incredible would that be? Like, this guy is such a competitor, but he's just finding a way to lead this very young team without kind of an ego and really learning a lot himself, through this process, helping this team get 15 more points, 10 more wins than they did last year, taking jumps in all metrics, whether it's goals scored. We had 20 goals less against us, so some huge jumps in terms of defense. Power play up, penalty kill, both up in terms of efficiency. So obviously we see everything trending in the right direction. I am so stoked for Martin St. Louis to be a finalist this year for the Jack Adams.
And it's, again, the first of hopefully many. I mean, not many Habs coaches ever have even been a finalist. And the fact that he's there is unbelievable, and I can't wait to see what's coming next year. He's grown with the team. He actually joked, said, look, when he was a player, he was basically coaching a lot of the time too, so he does have experience. But crazy, amazing stuff from Martin St. Louis. Leave some love for him down below. Cannot wait to see how this goes in the next year. Even Xhekaj today saying, look, the locker room, they idolize Martin St. Louis, and honestly, you couldn't ask for anything better. But speaking of the locker room, Jesse, of course, we had the end of season media availability. We heard a lot about the injuries, heard a lot about other stuff, but what about some quotes from players directly? There's a couple that I wanted to focus on. There was a lot today. Patrick Laine said he got his joy back playing hockey, which is just amazing to hear. But right now for this video, I want to focus on Slaf and Hutson because there's a lot about the future of the Habs, and we'll start with Slaf. I wanted to bring up this quote here. There's Slaf. He said, I took a step up and learned a lot during the year. I went through a lot of ups and downs and tried to figure out my game. Maybe it'll be better if I start in October instead of February. And I find that a bit funny, of course, a bit self-aware. He knows second half Slaf is a thing. I want to bring up a stat though, Jesse. These are the seasons in Montreal Canadiens history, at least according to StatMuse, where a player has 15 goals, 125 125 hits, and 60 block shots. Shea Weber, Juraj Slafkovsky twice. Even if the points, he didn't hit those benchmarks he would have wanted for points, he still set career high in points and was impactful when it mattered. Now, before we get on to Hutson, what were your thoughts on Slaf this year? I love how self-aware he's always been. Even Suzuki saying, Suzuki was, I think, a rookie at the same age Slaf is now. So the fact he's come so far in these couple of years, seeing how impactful he is at an age where a lot of players maybe haven't even set foot on the NHL ice yet is really, really impressive.
I mean, this is like an unreal stat. It's looking like he's out hitting a Shea Weber, somebody that's what he was known for, Man Mountain. The fact that Juraj Slafkovsky's doing this while getting the goal scoring, absolutely incredible. We want to continue that legacy, and obviously having these type of players is so important in the playoffs, and that's a big thing. For me, Slaf, again, it wasn't just second half Slaf, and now extended into the playoffs where he played better. And the best thing is that that he still left money on this table, very much this team did, even though getting good results, they know that there was more that they could have gotten. It's just a way of just kind of figuring out in the future how to kind of, finish out some of those deals there. But right now for Slaf, again, he stepped up when he said he would. Mm-hmm. And for me, that matters a lot. Coming out of Four Nations where he said, I just need to play more physically. I need to be better. I need to contribute to this team. Guess what? He did that down the stretch. He was a big reason of this team making the playoffs against all odds. So for me, it's bigger guys, it's kind of almost normal that it takes them a little bit longer to kind of figure out maybe later on the season. But once he kind of figures out early on in the season, again, that's going to be that difference point for this Montreal Canadiens team to really set themselves up to get to that postseason again. Not just that, but really feel comfortable and healthy once they do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like. Because again, now we've talked about this before, but Marty St. Louis said for himself when he was a player, that playoffs is what made him learn what his new baseline could be for the next regular season. That's what allowed him to take that big jump. I'm really looking forward to something from Slaf next year. Again, hoping he stays healthy, hoping he has a big year. But it's not just him, Jesse. We got to talk about our boy Lane Hutson because, look, as much as we're not sure if he's going to Worlds, he said, look, he's balancing the opportunity to play with his brother on the national stage just to the volume of hockey he's played this year. He did have this to say. Let me actually put it back this side. Talking about potentially signing an extension this summer, he said, I hope so. Love that. It's a special place to play, having our young core and having guys who are still coming up. I think it's only going to get younger from here. We're just excited about what the future is going to hold. And again, looking at the Habs power play, Hutson said, there's no reason that they can't be one of the best power plays in the league for years to come. Hutson is very excited about what we got. He says he's hoping he can extend. Jesse, he's eligible to extend right on July 1st of this year. Again, next year he'll still be under his rookie deal, but he can extend this year, which would kick in 2026. And just, I mean, looking at the young core here, our top four scorers, Galley there at fifth, love that, 21 goals. But Suzuki, Caufield, Hutson, Slav, and in the playoffs, we know guy like Demidov as well, and even Laine's not that old. So to hear this from Hutson, that he hopes he extends, and hearing the praise that he has and everyone else has for the young core of this team just gets me more hyped than anything for the future, and tells me a lot about how the future is looking to be built in Montreal.
And I love that he's just being so clear. He's like, yeah, like I want to sign in Montreal. I'm excited about what we're building here. There is no Quinn Hughes situation here, folks, which is absolutely amazing to see. We're having a young star rookie defenseman, and that's part of management as well. That's because he has the vision where he knows that he's going to have success here kind of moving forward. And it's going to be not only him wanting to stay, but other players wanting to join this young core that we're really building here, which really makes it just so exciting. Of course, having one of the best rookie seasons that we've ever seen from a D-man, like, yeah, you're definitely going to want to lock that guy up long-term. And feel free to let us know, like, in the comments what you're thinking there. Because, again, we're already hearing rumors of, like, that maybe 8 years time, 10 million with the cap going up. We'll really have to see. But this guy for sure strikes me as a guy that's team-friendly but wants to really be a part of it. Again, like, Josh, I think we have the best power play in the NHL loading. Like, come on. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caufield, Hutson, we're getting Demidov out in there. Like, we just got the makings of something just truly, truly special. Of course, with our boy Slav, we can't forget, like, that can really grow over the years together. So this is just really amazing to see, just that level of excitement. And again, that transparency where it's like, people want to come here and have that success.
That's a big thing. Apparently, people were saying to Monty during Four Nations, like, wow, I love the amenities here. I love the setup. I love the atmosphere. It's like, this is becoming a destination. And again, we're hearing those numbers, 8 by 10. And look, of course, Hutson deserves all the money in the world that he's going to get, whatever it is. He's been amazing. But, like, you also know, like, yeah, looking at the team, Suzuki and Caufield and Slav, and they're all taking under 8. They're like, man, I'm living just fine. You never know what kind of impact that can have. I know it's hard to maybe leave, like, somewhere between 10 and $20 million on the table over an 8-year extension if you take 7.5 instead of 10. But, like, still, you really never know. But hey, not going to get my hopes up that he's going to sign some crazy low deal, but really excited to see what the future holds. Let us know what you think. Like Jesse said, what is the contract going to look like? We're going to sign him in July, I'm almost sure, but it's going to be very exciting. Listen, that'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. We got a ton of news coming out, so if you want to stay up to date, click down below, hit that free subscribe button. You won't regret it, I promise. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.